Hi. So I'm talking to you today in the Finger Lakes region of New York State. We're here in Cuyahoga Lake, which is just north of Ithaca, New York, and I stopped here on the drive between Toronto, or Canada, where I was for a conference, and a visit to Connecticut to visit family. Um, what struck me about this place when I got here is the stillness. It was a profound experience. I thought I was pretty relaxed driving along the road in the car. And I stopped and I got out of the car here, and the silence was like a blanket, a warm blanket that wrapped around me as soon as I got out of the car, and it just stopped. And um, the experience of silence is profoundly important if you have fibromyalgia or chronic illness or chronic pain of any sort. And now this guy's using an electric saw next door. So much for the silence. But that's okay, we can still talk about silence, and I think you can still appreciate the stillness in the space behind me. And the reason why silence is important to you, if you do have chronic pain or fibro or chronic illness or autoimmune disease, is that silence is healing. And right now we've been talking about the silence outside. But part of the reason that the silence outside feels so good is because we all have a silent place inside. And that regardless of how stressed out and chaotic your life feels, there's a place inside of you that's actually still and silent and clear. And in the Torah tradition, we call that the neshama. The neshama is an aspect of our soul. And it just so happens that the word neshama is related to the word to nishima, which is breathing, because our breathing is a way of accessing the place that's quiet. And because the breathing is actually part of how life comes into us. Life comes into us through our breathing, and life comes into us through our neshama. And that's the source of healing. Whether you believe in evolution or whether you believe in God, there's a deep, deep intelligence inside of you that's part of what heals you. And my suggestion to you is to learn about that and learn how to cultivate that and make it a meaningful part of your life. I'm not just talking about spiritual wisdom, I'm talking about scientifically validated reality. There are stacks and stacks of research studies that look not only at the physiologic properties that come about from evoking a state of silence in mind and body, but also look at the clinical effects of those practices. And so there's a lot of different practices, there's a lot of different tools, but one of the common themes is evoking this physiologic state, biochemistry, hormones, neuromuscular responses, mental brain functioning changes, things that have been measured and shown to change when we evoke a sense of subjective silence and quiet. This isn't hooji-wooji kumbaya. This is practical, intelligent, common sense. If you don't do this, you're really stupid stuff. Okay, really stupid is strong language. I don't mean that. What I mean, though, is that it's misinformed if you don't do it, and it's a mistake, and you really ought to bring yourself to figure out how to do it. I have a lot of clients who've told me, look, I can't meditate, I can't get quiet, there's too much chaos, I can't make it happen. My experience with hundreds of people who've told me that is that they can. They just need to try it in a different way and devote themselves to it in a different way and get the right teacher or get the right technique or whatever it is. Some things you might want to know about the physiology of that quiet mind-body state is that it's anti-inflammatory. One of the most promising sort of high-tech, fancy treatment approaches to autoimmune and inflammatory diseases is something that's called vagal nerve stimulation, where they actually put these little probes and they stimulate this vagus nerve that comes out of the base of your skull and it goes throughout your body. And the vagus nerve is kind of like the relaxation nerve, interestingly enough. But when they do vagal stimulation, it blocks tumor necrosis factor alpha. TNF alpha is the chemical that many of those really powerful anti-rheumatic disease drugs block. So basically, we've got this physiology built into us, which is the physiology of relaxation, which stimulates our vagus nerve. And that stimulation of the vagus nerve serves to reduce the activity of these pro-inflammatory chemicals. Pro-inflammatory chemicals aren't only relevant in rheumatic diseases. Pro-inflammatory chemicals are also relevant in all chronic pain states. We know now that when people have fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue syndrome, part of what they got is an overabundance of pro-inflammatory biochemistry. And one aspect of that is TNF-alpha. So that's one of the aspects of why learning techniques to evoke relaxation and quiet are so important. And then, of course, there's the subjective aspects of it, because it feels good. It evokes a sense of well-being. It brings us to a state of mind and body where we can actually think more clearly, where we can actually sleep better, where we can feel better. Wow, there's a whole swarm of hatching insects flying around me right now. It's amazing. I don't know if you can see them on the video. It's beautiful to be in nature. So I guess that's probably enough for now. I invite you to pursue some way of learning how to evoke a quiet, resourceful state of mind and body that has a profound impact on your health, and especially if you have fibromyalgia or chronic pain or chronic autoimmune disease, it's even more important because it blocks part of, because it reduces that inflammatory response, it evokes bodily relaxation, and it helps you be more resourceful in your mind so that you can make better decisions and actually choose health and choose to move along the road towards health. So I'm going to be sharing some more resources about these topics in the weeks to come. I invite you to go to my website, which is linked on this page, and but it's at www.drshiller.com, drshiller.com. You can sign up for the newsletter there, so you'll get notification about when I come out with more videos and other educational materials that can help you learn to live and cope and actually thrive with chronic illness. And that's my goal. So please comment below if you have any. Please share this video if you like it or you want other people to see it. And head over to the website and sign up for the newsletter. And let me know what's going on for you. There's a contact form. Let me know what you're struggling with. I'm here to provide resources and guidance for living better and healing from chronic illness and helping you take your life back from chronic pain and chronic illness. So thanks for watching.